Welcome back to another episode of Real Talk, where we talk about the stuff that's real important to you. During this unprecedented time in our nation and across the world, while all of us are being told to shelter in place, many of us may have family members who are struggling with coronavirus. Our children are adjusting to homeschooling, and preparations alone to go out grocery shopping, that seems like you're going out into a battlefield. Many of us are feeling drained physically and emotionally. And at this time, it is important to remember that our body and mind act as one unit. And it's imperative that we take care of our mental health as much as we take care of our body. Now, May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and we wanted to kick off this meeting with a mental health professional whose goal is to fight stigma, provide support, educate the public, and guide those who may be struggling with mental health issues to the proper sources that may aid them.
Today we have Alexandra Garcia with us. She's a licensed mental health counselor. Alexandra, could you tell us more about your background?
Yes, I'm a licensed mental health counselor, licensed by New York State. I have been in the field for about 4 years now. I've worked in both inpatient, outpatient, primarily with adults 18 years and over for all diagnoses. And I currently specialize in perinatal mood and anxiety disorders. So pregnant women, postpartum moms, dads, adopted parents, all of that.
So let's dive right in. From a professional standpoint, how do you feel coronavirus pandemic is affecting people?
I feel like it's affecting everyone, right? So whether you have a mental health diagnosis, right? We're all people, and as humans, we have to connect with other humans in order to survive. It's just kind of what we do. It's kind of what we need to survive. And right now, we don't really have that option. And not only do we not have the option, it's sort of being told to us how we live our lives, right? We can't go to the restaurants. We can't go, to the grocery stores without wearing a mask. We can't even find toilet paper. I heard recently that flour is the new thing that you can't find anywhere. So it's a super weird time. And I think at minimum, we are all a little more anxious, a little more, I'm going to call it depressed, because maybe we're sleeping a little bit more. Maybe we're not as motivated anymore. Maybe we haven't been able to work out for a month. So now we've put on a little bit more weight. We've been eating more food. Maybe we gained the COVID-19 pounds. So it's definitely like a different time. It's making us all feel a little bit on edge, a little more anxious. And that's just people who, maybe don't struggle with mental illness every single day, all day. And then you take individuals that do and that are in treatment for it, and it's making them a little more anxious, a little more depressed than maybe they were. And I know just that sense of not having control of our own lives has put all of us kind of a little on edge, and we can't control other people, whether they social distance or not, whether this spreads or not. So it's just the unknown. And it certainly has me a little more anxious. So, and everyone I've talked to has been a little more on edge too. So it's definitely like a weird time.
100%. So, Alexandra, some people may have loved ones in the hospital with COVID-19.
Mm-hmm.
How does one deal with the stress and anxiety related to that?
For a lot of us, I would imagine that it feels like this thing that's kind of like this distant thing that doesn't feel too close to home. And then you sort of take it where your mom or your dad or your brother or your sister or your grandparents have it. And then it feels like it's super close to home. And it's the thing that you didn't think would affect you that suddenly does. It's super stressful. I would imagine comes with a lot of sadness, even for the fact that we can't really be in the hospital with our loved ones if they do have the diagnosis, if they have the virus. So then it's the question of, are they going to make it? And that just comes with a lot of complex emotions. And I think that's kind of when I would advise utilizing your resources. And what I mean by resources is whether that be supports in your life, or whether that be finding a therapist, even if right now is just kind of when you find yourself struggling. Maybe you don't feel like you struggle with anxiety all the time, but just right now you're a little more on edge. Perfectly fine to go ahead and reach out for additional support. The easiest way I would think you could do that is go through your insurance and see who covers it, especially right now. Some insurance companies are waiving copays. So it's even easier now to get resources. A lot of places can also do not only telehealth, which would be like the FaceTime appointments, but they can do telephonic appointments. So talk to you right over the phone. I know a lot of medical professionals that are doing telehealth as well. I know some insurance companies are even waiving the fees for those. So right now is the time to reach out for help. It's out there, it's available. We're accepting patients, we're seeing patients. That has not changed. So certainly reach out for help if you need it.
That's excellent information. So Alexandra, for those people that have been diagnosed and that have mental health issues, are they able to continue their treatment?
Oh, 100%. I know for me, I have not lost any of my own specific patients because I've done all telehealth or telephonic appointments. It's out there. You can continue your treatment. You can start treatment. I mean, it's kind of been like a seamless process in the sense of we're still available for you. And there's still resources out there. And not only that, a lot of professionals in the field want to help. So they volunteered their time to even just reach out to people and provide those resources. So 100%, you can definitely continue your treatment, but you can absolutely start right now if you needed to.
So while we are all sheltering at home with our loved ones, and if, let's say, someone lives with a loved one who has a mental health issue, what is their role? Is there anything that they can do for them?
Yes, I think 100%. We all, at minimum, want to be validated in our lives. We don't really want somebody to fix our problems so much as we want somebody to hear us. And whether you live with somebody that you feel like maybe is just sleeping a little more than usual, or you're just a little worried, maybe they're just a little off, 100% check in. Hey, how you doing? Is everything okay? If you know of somebody that lives by themselves and is sort of, in isolation at home by themselves all day, every day, please shoot them a text. Hey, thinking of you. How's everything going? I've gotten those text messages. I've gotten really sweet ones like, I've heard Christmas lights improve people's moods, and I've been advised to hang up my Christmas lights again and put up my Christmas tree. And I certainly have the time to do it because there's nothing else to do. So like little things like that, it's nice to know that somebody's thinking of you. And it opens the door for somebody to be heard. And, certainly if someone reaches out to me, then it's going to make it a little bit easier for me to maybe I'm not going to initiate the conversation, but if you open that door, then I might be more likely to open up to you and just kind of tell you what's been going on with me and that I've been struggling. So please check in with your friends, your loved ones. If you know someone who lives by themselves and has been isolated, just text them, and certainly let them know that if you feel like by texting them they need more professional help, certainly get them the help that they need. But at minimum, check in on all your friends and family and loved ones.
Now, this is speaking a little bit to your expertise. Many times pregnant women go through hormonal imbalances, and at times that leads to potential mental health issues, both during and after, pregnancy. During this fragile time, I can only imagine how the current environment that we are in can multiply that stress and anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any specific resources for those women?
Yes, 100%. I want to gear everyone towards the Postpartum Support International website. That's www.postpartum.net. They have everything from text numbers to a warm line, so you can like talk to somebody on the phone. They have weekly chats. They have video calls. They have groups. They have stuff for dads. They have anything and everything you can think of. In addition, they have a directory of all the providers locally in your area that treat perinatal mood and anxiety disorders. So you just enter your zip code, and everyone that treats or specializes in it will show up, and they'll tell you if they're accepting new patients, and you can kind of outreach from there. Because it is a super weird time to be pregnant. You know, it's the time that you kind of want to be celebrating, and not only like alone, but you want to celebrate with your loved ones, and you can't really do that. And I've seen posts from friends that are pregnant that they're going to hear the baby's heartbeat or get a sonogram, and they're going by themselves, and they can't even bring their significant other. So for them, that's like taking away an experience. And certainly super hard for the dads too, who want to be a part of it. So please reach out for support, because having a baby in and of itself is life-changing and beautiful and also super stressful. So certainly know that there are supports out there for you, and all you have to do is go to that website. It'll give you everything you need to know.
Now, I'm not sure if this falls into your realm, but do you see any connection to substance abuse and this pandemic? And are there detox and substance abuse facilities that are open right now?
Yes, I do see a connection, and there have been an increased report of overdoses and incidences. The biggest message and the biggest thing I want people to take away is that there are resources. If you are in need of assistance for medical detox or withdrawal, please go to a local hospital. I've heard that there's this assumption that detox facilities aren't taking anyone. And I don't know every individual detox facility in all of New York State and whether or not each individual one is accepting people. But I know that some are, and I know that you can always go to the hospital if you are in need of medical assistance. So please outreach the help. They will be there to help you if you need it. If you feel like you do not need medical assistance for withdrawal, or you're not really sure, you can also outreach the same resources, going through your insurance, going through a counselor, and you can even just get assessed to see if maybe you do struggle with substance abuse, and maybe you don't know that, and maybe you're just curious. So again, reaching out for your resources, going through your insurance to get a therapist. However, if you need the medical assistance, please go to a local hospital.
How about domestic abuse? I think it's very important.
There's been an increase of domestic violence, which I mean makes sense because everybody's home all the time with each other, and it's unfortunate. There are resources. I did a little bit of digging because I was looking for more of a national resource, like a New York State resource. And I found the New York State Coalition for Domestic Violence, and their website. I know you guys will post. What's great about their website, and really any local resources for domestic violence, is they have a little stop sign or a little button at the top of their website that says exit. If your safety is in danger, or if you don't want someone to see that you're looking at that website. I actually, when I went to this website yesterday, I clicked the button and it took me to, google.com. So certainly start there. If you're unsure, you're not really sure if you're in an abusive relationship, still call the hotline. talk to somebody, get some information. I mean, they have not only information, they have, resources to help assist you to get out and be placed in a safe location. So they, these companies do amazing things. I also found that there is a new text line. So it makes a lot of sense that maybe if you're home, you can't call for, any kind of assistance, but you can certainly text this number to get the assistance. And just reach out for help. I think if you're watching this and you're in an abusive situation, minimally know where your driver's license is, know where your car keys are, know where your spare car key is. Make sure you have all your important documents in one location. Make sure that you have a plan. If something happens, I'm going to go out the back door and go to my neighbor's house, or I'm going to, go out the front door and drive away and go to a friend's house. Just have some sort of plan in your mind, and the people that, like a neighbor or your friend can be involved in that plan to know, okay, this is, if you're trying to get out, you'll be coming here. Certainly always you can utilize 911 if you're in an emergent situation, but definitely have a plan. But if you're curious or if you need any additional assistance, absolutely reach out, and it's out there for you.
This has been probably one of the most important topics that we've discussed here at Real Talk. We truly appreciate your input, and thank you for taking the time to inform our viewers. We will be posting all of these links in our description. If anybody needs assistance in any one of those matters that we discussed, you can find the resources in the description, phone numbers as well, possibly. Again, appreciate you coming on with us and giving us all this great input. Anything else you'd like to add before we go?
I just want to say, well, thank you for having me. And also, please reach out for the help if you need it. It's definitely there.
Thank you once again. And to our viewers, if you found this conversation informative, if it added value to your life, if you feel that someone you know might find value in this, please share this video with them. Comment any questions or comments that you may have below. Like and share our videos. And we hope and pray that you all stay safe and remain healthy.